Hello everyone, Zach Yelton here, Director of Premium Services of Coastal Shores Landscaping. It's officially June and it is almost summertime. We are feeling those temperatures as ground temperatures warm. Air temperatures have already been pretty warm over the last several weeks. But the exciting thing is that our ground temps are nice and warm now, and with that, with all of our fertilizer we've recently put down in your landscapes, the lawns and the landscapes are starting to wake up. Even some of these plants that have suffered some winter damage, we're starting to see some resurgence of growth on those in many cases. And in some cases where plants were damaged, beyond repair from the winter, our guys are, at least on the maintenance teams, are looking to get rid of that and help your plants rejuvenate back to full health. If you've got any concerns about certain plants that may not be responding quite as quickly this summer, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. It's also a good time. I'm standing right here beside some azaleas, and azaleas, of course, have already finished their bloom cycles at this point. It's a great time of year to reduce those. We've still got a little window of time to be pruning hard on azaleas to reduce the size of those. If you have a large old growth stand of azaleas in your property that you might be looking to reduce the height on, or any number of other plants for that matter, now is still a good time of year to be considering that. So let us know if you need a special pruning project, rejuvenation pruning we call it, where we cut plants way back and allow them to regrow from the base to fill in. That's always a nice option to help rejuvenate plants, and it can be a nice alternative to totally replacing it and paying lots of money for that. So there's great things that we can do there to help your landscape look fresh again. One of the other things to be mindful of as we get into June, of course, we're going to be experiencing longer days of heat. And we're going to have temperatures consistently in the mid-90s, even the upper 90s. And as we approach later June into July, you can expect those temperatures to reach close to triple digits in some cases. That's going to put a lot of stress on our lawn and landscapes, particularly during times where we are not seeing a lot of rainfall. So if we go 2-3 weeks without rainfall, even the best, most well-laid irrigation systems are not going to be enough oftentimes to keep up with the demands of the heat here. So be mindful of that. Plants with shallow root systems, plants with larger leaf surfaces, even younger plants that haven't reached deep roots yet, those are going to be the plants to show signs of wilting first. So if you've got a newly installed project, or maybe you yourself have done some planting recently, be mindful of the intense heat here and prolonged periods without rainfall. You might need to do some supplemental watering. It's always a good idea to pay attention. The plant's going to droop a little bit. Those leaves will wilt and turn pretty soft in hot weather. So those are signs that your plants and even your lawn might be short on water. So we do have some recommendations below for kind of a generic settings here for the low country landscapes, for well-established lawns and landscapes. Those settings are below. You can read about those. Those are just some recommendations that we have. Of course, pay attention to your local authorities. Beaufort Jasper Water Sewer Authority has sent out some recommendations on some watering windows and preferred times for even not watering. So we always like to abide by those and help out for the cause there. Other than that, our teams are still monitoring for insects, fungus, disease. Disease should slow down here in these hotter months. We typically see that, but insects do ramp up. So things like chinch bugs, mole crickets, those are the two main ones we look at this time of year. Later in the summer, we'll be looking for caterpillars, armyworms, and things like that can be feeding on the lawn. But this time of year, we're looking for those subsurface insects that want to do a lot of damage down at the crown and the root zone of the plant. And in many cases, we've reached out to you if we've seen that in your yard. But if you have any suspicious activity or any questions about that, don't hesitate to ask. We can positively identify that for you and recommend some treatments. Thank you so much for tuning in today. As school winds down for children, maybe you have children of your own, maybe you've got grandkids that'll be visiting, or you're going to visit them. I hope you have some fun things planned for the summer. I know we do here at Coastal Shores. Our men and women have a lot of them have big families, and we always look forward to getting together with them and seeing how they're living life outside the walls of Coastal Shores during the summer months. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next month.